As a Canadian, today I want to talk about the 25% tariff that the United States is imposing on Canadian products.
But very importantly, tomorrow tariffs 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll start.
Now, to my fellow Canadians, I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be tough.
So I want to start with a little personal story. When I was about 17 years old, my girlfriend Patricia, she wanted to break up with me. She was ready to move on. And I was brokenhearted, and I tried to plead with her, and I explained to her all the reasons why we should continue together, why we should continue in this relationship for the years to come. But no, her mind was made up. And it doesn't matter how much I told her that I love her and that we wanted to continue together, it was to no avail. And eventually I had to accept it, and then I had to move on. It seems to me that the United States and Canada are going through a similar story, that one of myself and my ex-girlfriend Patricia. The United States, it seems that they are no longer interested in fostering a strong trading relationship with Canada. The relationship that they have enjoyed for decades. Probably since World War I, they have been each other's best trading partner. But to no avail. Canada have tried to explain all the logical reasons why their economic ties are mutually beneficial. But the United States is not listening anymore. Now, with a 25% tariff on Canadian products, maybe it's time for Canada to move on and start looking for other partners. For decades, Canada has seen the United States as its primary trading partners. And the reasons are many. Number one is the proximity. Number two is the shared language. And number three is just how their economies are integrated. But if the United States is determined to create barriers of trade, well, there are other trading partners out there. There is particularly Europe, then China, India, Southeast Asia, and South America. Maybe they are not as big as a market trading partner as the United States, but maybe at this time of economic history, maybe those partners could be even more reliable and dependable than the United States. So let's talk more in depth about some of those trading partners. The first one that comes to my mind is Europe. Canada already has a strong trade agreement with the European Union through the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement. And this agreement already eliminates tariff on many Canadian exports and provide access to Canadians to a market of over 440 people. This is a lot of people. The next obvious trading partner is Mexico, and there is already a trade agreement between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It is called the USMCA, which stands, of course, for United States, Mexico, and Canada. And since we already have that agreement, all we have to do is just ignore the United States and build a closer relationship between Canada and Mexico, and they can share a lot of manufacturing products and agriculture. And this is very important to me because I do love those Mexican avocados. Another important trading partner is China. China is the world's second largest economy, and China has always been interested in Canadian oil. And I think out of loyalty, Canada has been selling almost all its oil to the United States. But that loyalty doesn't exist from the United States point of view anymore. So why not build a pipeline all the way to British Columbia and sell all the oil to China? Why not? And I bet you the United States will be so jealous because Canada is selling its oil to China that they may come back and begging for that special relationship once again. And like I mentioned before, there are other countries that are anxious and happy to do business with Canada. There is India, there is Southeast Asia, there is Africa, and there is South America. All these people, they will be happy to do business with Canada, and all Canada has to do is reach out and build those trading relationships. So the United States is not the only player in the game. Yes, let's admit it, it's the biggest, but maybe Canada can do a little bit like China has been doing. China has been developing all this relationship with all these third world countries, and now they have a strong relationship that is making China stronger. Well, Canada can do something similar, and I'm sure the United States is going to be left out. Who is going to trade with the United States if the United States has tariff in all these other countries? I think it's up to the United States to lose all the privilege that they have gained throughout the years. Now, the Canadian auto sector is going to be the big loser in this trade war, because Canadian auto parts, they go back and forth, and with a 25% tariff, this could be a sector of the Canadian economy that it may die. I don't think the Canadian economy has the know-how or the structure to build an automobile all by themselves. So this industry may die completely. But Canada can develop so many other industries and can benefit so much for what already has. I think Canada has made a few mistakes in the past. I think the carbon tax has been a huge mistake. Just think about it. If the United States is drilling as much oil as it can, the Canadians are just shooting themselves on the foot, but not taking advantage of the natural resources that we have over here. And just because we don't use oil in Canada, or we have this carbon tax, doesn't mean that the rest of the world is going to abide by this. So we are just hurting ourselves with this carbon tax. And the other thing is, Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister, he was a novelty when he first came into power. He was giving the illusion of prosperity, but let's be honest, it hasn't worked out. Justin Trudeau hasn't been a good manager of our economy, and it's a good thing that he has resigned. So maybe under new leadership, Canada will be stronger, and with new partnership, we will prosper. It will take us a few years, but we will prosper again. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and until soon. Peace.